All right, last time we were talking about this Lost Ethos stage rack, and we were talking about how the guitar amp, this guy over here on the bottom, is connected to the front of house through a separate cable that takes it from a second output. Got the output to our stage mixer here, and the output to the front of house is here. You can use mono or stereo. I've just been using mono recently. And we're not using these splitters, which is where we split all the other inputs, to our rack. Now that actually caught us out one time, because when you send a signal into these splitters and then you take a split out to the front of house, if these cables are plugged into the stage snake and going to the front of house, the main PA, then the signal is getting cut in half from a kind of a voltage point of view, which means from a volume point of view, the signal is getting 6 dB lower. And that's no big deal for us. We can just turn up our body packs, get the volume control on the body pack, turn it up a bit, and it compensates. So everything sounds fine, but this guitar is not getting split in that way. We're actually getting a separate output from the amp for the front of house. So this one stays at its original volume. And what that means is we set all our levels in rehearsal so that everything sounds good. But then when you go and plug in the show and you plug in your front of house, this guitar kind of gets 6 decibels louder than everything else, relatively speaking, which caught us out for the first 2 or 3 shows until I realized what was going on. And now I've got a thing on my checklist so that when we do a show, I come over here, I take the master volume and I turn this guy down. You see that main volume on the left? Turn that down until it's minus 6 dB. And then my guitar is now dropped back down to the same level as everything else was during the rehearsal, and everything sounds the way we expect it to be. And that's been working beautifully, but it was a bit bumpy there for a while. I was super happy because my guitar was super loud, but nobody else was. So glad we fixed that. All right, follow this, subscribe to this, and you'll get the next installment, which is coming right up.